All right, everyone. It's time to laugh at one of the worst people. I'll say one of the worst. He's not the worst. There's definitely worse than him. But one of the worst people on the entire internet, possibly the whole planet, Alex Jones. It's time for us to laugh at his misfortune. For those that don't know, the Sandy Hook lawsuit did not go well for him. You know, back when he claimed, falsely of course, that the Sandy Hook mass shooting at a school was a false flag put on by Democrats to take away our gun rights, where he claimed that the children who died, as well as the families, were crisis actors, which of course caused his massive audience to harass all of them. They sued, won solidly. Alex Jones is now an international laughingstock. And he claimed it was a hoax. Not false flag, a hoax. It didn't happen to him. No, he said it was a hoax and a false flag, both those claims. And of course, he didn't show up to court because he knew it was a losing battle, and he's slowly losing money. I should say quickly losing money, actually. And now it's at the point where, like, the court has decided that he has to go fully bankrupt, like, liquidate all of his assets and give up the money to the Sandy Hook families. It's really, really bad for him. He's like, they're going for blood. Like, they're going for the throat.
We have some breaking news for you tonight as the InfoWars host and known conspiracy theorist Alex Jones has just moved to liquidate his personal assets to pay the families of the victims of the Sandy Hook massacre.
That's what we like to hear.
Alex Jones owes those families more than $1.5 billion in damages over his repeated lies and claims that the shooting was a hoax. Joining us now is senior media reporter Oliver Darcy. And Oliver, I mean, tell us what's happening here and what this means for Alex Jones.
Well, for one, the families are going to hopefully see some money. They haven't seen a dime since these judgments came down, meaning that Alex Jones owes them $1.5 billion for telling this really heinous lie about the Sandy Hook shooting back in 2012.
That's so much fucking money.
It also means that he's no longer eventually going to own InfoWars, which is this conspiracy empire that he's used for years.
That's the big headline point, by the way, guys. He's going to lose InfoWars. That's a good feeling.
Years and years to peddle all sorts of lies and conspiracy theories. He's eventually going to lose control of that. It is a little bit confusing because his company's in bankruptcy court and he's personally in bankruptcy court, but because he owns the company, it's part of his personal assets, this does mean he will lose control of the company.
Well, and can we just play this? We were all watching this moment of him on InfoWars the other day where he was seeming to cry about this situation that he was in.
Oh, they're showing the clip I was going to show.
I believe in humanity. I just want to fucking stop these people.
Oh my god, he's spitting. Wait, do you see it? Do you see the spit? Oh my god. He's actually... Look at his mouth. He's drooling like a baby.
I just want to fucking stop these people.
Bro thinks he's Rick Grimes. What the fuck? Was he trying to go for this? Rick Grimes snot bubble. Bro thinks he's got the Rick Grimes snot bubble. This is some crazy acting, low-key. Like, you know that, like, he was acting his ass off to the point where his nose was actually running from the crying in this scene when they were filming it. And then it created, like, one of those nose bubbles that'll, like, 1 in a billion times happen. And they were like, keep that fucking take. That is so real. And, yeah, it's a good thing. Bro thinks he's Rick Grimes.
They gotta be stopped. We gotta stop them. So, at the end of the day, we're gonna beat these people.
Him talking about the future of...
We're gonna beat these people. He's talking about, like, the families of children that were slaughtered that he claimed were, like, actors pretending.
this company.
I think he sees the writing on the wall there, Caitlin, and he was talking all weekend about how this was likely possible, that he was going to get shut down, and now he is agreeing tonight in court to liquidate his personal assets, which again will mean that he's not going to own this conspiracy empire he's owned since the 1990s and really used to poison the public discourse.
Yeah, I don't think he inspires much sympathy with those cheers. Oliver Darcy, thank you for joining us.
Our media correspondent Hadass Gold is tracking
there's more. Interesting. Okay.
Tracking the story for us, Hadass. So does this finally mean that Alex Jones will have to pay for years of lying about what happened at Sandy Hook?
Well, Fred, these families who have already suffered so much and suffered.
Aren't his legal bills also, like, continuously draining him the longer this goes on for? Like, we can complain about how long this has taken, but I'm pretty certain that those legal bills are just kind of, you know, at the very least, slowly bleeding funds. Yeah, there's going to be a pretty good amount extra on top of that 1.3 billion, I think it was.
Even more because of Alex Jones' terrible lies that he was spreading about this massacre that happened to these children. These families have actually not yet seen a single dime. Now, this ruling, this decision to liquidate his assets, this does not mean that tomorrow these families are finally going to see some sort of monetary help in the form of this liquidation of the assets, but it is at least a step in the right direction. Now, as you noted, Alex Jones has been ordered to pay $1.5 billion.
InfoWars started in the 90s? Oh yeah, Hikari, we didn't start the fire. It's always been burning since the world's been turning.
Dollars to these families. This is a combination of rulings that he had been found for defamation, for emotional distress. Now, Alex Jones until now had been fighting against the liquidation of his assets. He tried to do other things in bankruptcy courts to have them reorganize his assets, reorganize his company. But this was a sort of surprise decision that came late yesterday, where he did ask the court to help him start liquidating his personal assets. Now, the families had requested this. Instead of to allow this reorganization, they had requested that the court liquidate his assets, especially as there had been reporting by both the Associated Press and the New York Times that he was continuing to spend lavishly, and also that he was allegedly possibly trying to transfer some of his money to members of his families to keep it out of the hands of the creditors. But it seems that...
Did you hear about the ranch? I covered this before. I guess it's probably relevant again, and I wonder if they're going to take this from him too. He bought land in Texas because it's so fucking cheap. Rural Texas land is so cheap, but like... Then you just got some land. From there, you got to do something on it, and that's the expensive part. But yeah, like land investment, if you just want to buy some middle-of-nowhere land out in the middle of the country and hope sometime in your lifetime it, you know, appreciates in value because it becomes a desirable area and it's not in the middle of nowhere, it's one of the best investments you can make is land. Like, literally just an empty lot. Buying that and then selling it as the area around it gets more developed and the value goes up on that just unmaintained empty lot is unironically an insanely profitable investment. But then again, you're just kind of owning an empty lot. But, you know, that's kind of the idea, is that land does not lose value. It's always going to be there unless it's on the Florida coast. And it's pretty valuable. You know, it's more valuable than any cryptocurrency. That's for damn sure.
The mounting pressure just got to the point that he recognized he needed to liquidate his assets. We saw hints of this last week on his InfoWars conspiracy show. He started to break down in sort of bizarre tears last week, saying that the feds were going to come to shut down his show.
Yeah. Remember, guys, if they can do it to him, they can do it to you.
But now we know that what this likely was pointing to was the fact that he was going to need to liquidate his assets. I should note, though, that even if all of his assets are liquidated, even if all of the company's assets are liquidated, it is unlikely to reach that $1.5 billion that these families are owed.
That means they're going to have to keep is he going to have wages garnished after the fact? Holy shit. He's going to be like, colloquially, like the way we think of the word bankrupt, like actually bankrupt. Holy shit. Okay, here's the full uncut clip of Alex Jones's meltdown, by the way.
Can you muster a war cry?
It's a big joke.
It's not really, though. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's also inspiring.
My voice will completely go into this, but it's fine. It's my resistance to them. It's a gas transmission. It's a human under attack. We're gonna beat these people. I'm trying to be dramatic here, but it's been hard.
Okay, chat, bear with me here. Bear with me. I've got something for you.
Beat these people. People.
Okay, right here. Okay. You guys gotta tell me if I'm onto something here.
I've wanted it so fucking bad.
Chat.
These people.
Chat, come on.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
I'm sorry. It's classic, okay? You can't not bring it up when it's so similar, dude. Oh my god.
I'm trying to be dramatic here, but it's been a hard fight. These people hate our children.
They hate our children. They want to kill the children. I'm fighting for the children. He's leaning even harder into like the victim conspiracy theorist narrative, which you know, we'll see how that goes for him, I guess. Where's that Alex Jones buys land? Let's see if we can find. He bought like land in a ghost town and was partying there with his wife, like one last hoorah before everything collapses, which is exactly what I theorized it was when that news came out. Fuck it, I'll search my YouTube, my fucking browser history for it. Alex Jones. It won't be that hard to find in this case. Well, it's not under Alex Jones, unfortunately. Fucking hell, Opera GX. What the fuck is the point of having a search history if, like, a quarter of the shit you click on doesn't show up when you're trying to find it later? I specifically never clear it so that I can always go back and find something, but Opera GX is like, no, sometimes we won't save it. Like, if you watch, like, a bunch of YouTube shorts back to back, none of those are in your watch history now. Your browser history now. Sorry, buddy. It's like, well, fuck, man. There was a really cool video I wanted to show my buddies. Now I can't find it. Happens to me constantly. But like I said, we did a whole segment about it before, the enshittification of all this stuff. Here, let me see if I can find if I get a little more specific. Alex Jones buys land in Texas. Dude, the second I said Texas, I started. There is a Mexican restaurant in Tampa, Florida called Vallarta's that makes this insane spicy chicken soup that they serve in breakfast hours. I think breakfast hours only. And it is so goddamn good. And I kind of want to, like, run across the fucking country really fast to go grab some. Like, I'm craving it that much. Man, once Amazon can, like, light speed drone deliver, like, food from across the country to you, we're so fucking back. Like, when drones can just grab food from, like, a Florida restaurant and take it to Seattle and get it there in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that's gonna be so good. I want to try it so bad. I gotta do, like, a fan meetup at some point, like, a public location in Florida would be funny. And do like a fucking, like, a parade. But iShowSpeed has done that before, and that's gone varying degrees of well to awful. I believe, was it Kai Cenat did that as well, and it went really bad, like headline bad, you know? Yeah, you gotta be careful with that kind of thing. If I were to do any type of fan event in a public space, which it would have to be because, you know, to do it anywhere else would be creepy. It would need to be, like, very strict standards for behavior. Like it would be like a school field trip where, like, you're all representing me. If you do anything fucking uncouth, I'm going to publicly disown you and send you home and humiliate you in front of everybody. And, like, the harshest punishment for you know, making us look bad, you know? That have to be the rules. But yeah. God, I can't find anything about it. Why is this not like a thing that comes up anymore? I swear this is like a big news a few weeks ago, was Alex Jones was partying in a ghost town in Texas. Alex Jones partying in Texas ghost town. Man, they've really fucked it, haven't they? No way. Man, Google's on to me. Well, here's a Texas Monthly article about it. I could have sworn there was a video about it, not just this, Yeah, shame conspiracy theorist Alex Jones appears to be living in the tiny southwest Texan town of Terlingua, set close to the Mexican border, and has splashed out on land worth $20,000 despite declaring bankruptcy last year. That's right, you can buy, like, a substantial lot of land in a ghost town on the Texas-Mexico border for $20,000. And mind you, if that town ever becomes, like, a big deal in the next few decades, that $20,000 is going to be worth, like, maybe hundreds of thousands or millions. Land investment's a big fucking deal, and the land is cheap in these red states. It's why so many of these wealthy Republicans are moving there. They can afford to buy huge ranch levels of land for dirt cheap, and then they build a big mansion, a big McMansion on it, and they live like their dream life, far away from anybody else because they bought so much land because it's so cheap for a rich person. Like $20,000 for like a few acres of land. I mean, do the math there on how much land you can buy when you're Alex Jones, who had billions before all this, wealthy, you know? Yeah, and Texas has higher property taxes and whatnot for, like, compared to other red states. Like, Florida is the tax haven state, to be clear. If you can find some, like, landlocked, middle-of-nowhere property in Florida, you can legitimately, like, dirt cheap. Like you can buy land for cheaper than the sand and dirt that is under it in Florida. That's a big part of why it's attracting people. And it's nothing to do with like the leadership there. It's just like that rural land isn't very valuable right now, but it's a really good investment. And if you already have the money to make it valuable, like with what's on it, then it's like an insanely good deal. And so it tracks rich, old, wealthy Republicans. But yeah, that's what Alex Jones is doing. And he's going to lose it all, which is the best part. He's going to lose it all, and we get to watch. We get to watch. It's going to be great. I'm so excited. Anyway, if you enjoyed this segment, please consider leaving a like, subscribe, ring the bell icon, all that good stuff. It really helps to push my content out in the algorithm, as does commenting down below, no matter when, where, or what you're watching. And of course, don't forget to follow my social medias, which are linked down below in the description. And of course, if you want to be extra kind and extra helpful, consider joining my fan Discord, which is the main hub of my community. And we do watch parties, call-in streams, and game events in there. In fact, we're doing a watch party of Rings of Power in there right after stream today. And I also announce all my new uploads and streams there, so you won't miss anything if you have notifications on and you're in there. But yeah, I hope to see you there. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, or supporting me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or buying merch to support me. But with all that said, thank you for watching, and have a good one.